Hi there, it's Peggy McColl. Welcome back to the Power Life Script. This is part 2. And during this session, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you and suggest that you follow through with what I'm going to recommend in this video. And this is really fun, and it's all about you. It's all about dreaming. It's all about manifesting. It's all about making decisions on what you would really love. So what I suggest that you do is get a pen and a piece of paper or something that you can write with or something that you can type with, so that you can take notes as you're being guided through this next session, because this session is a very important part of the Power Life Script. During this session, what I'm going to recommend that you do is to get very clear on what you would love to have in your life, who you would love to be, where you want to go, what do you want to accomplish, what is it that you would really, really love, and thinking about all the areas of your life. So let's start there. Just write down what areas of your life are most important to you. Let me give you some examples. Family. Family is my priority number one. Priority number one. So is family important to you? So that might be a category that you're going to write out some ideas or some goals or some dreams of what you would love. Relationships, that could be a significant other. Now, you might consider that part of family, and if you do, that's great. I just want to make sure we cover it all off. It may also include your friends. It may also include special relationships that you have with mentors or with colleagues or with people you're doing business with. Think about the relationships that you'd love to have in your life, and what kind of relationships, what type of relationships would you love to have? Then another area would be money or finances or investments or all of those things. How much money do you want to be earning? What would you love your net worth to be? How much money would you love to have in the bank? How much money or revenue would you love your business to be producing? Anything, everything related to money. What are your money goals? And you very likely have multiple money goals. Another area would be health, fitness, nutrition, your physical body. How much would you love to weigh? How healthy would you love to be? And of course, that's kind of like a silly question. Totally healthy, energized, vibrant, feeling on top of the world. How emotionally do you want to feel? That can be part of it as well. And then what kinds of things would you love to have? What kind of homes would you love to own? Where would you love to travel? How would you love to travel? What kinds of adventures would you love to go on? What kinds of accomplishments or things would you love to achieve in your life? Do you have a business? Do you not have a business? Would you love to have a business? If so, how is that business functioning? What kind of people are you working with? What kind of clients do you have that you're serving? I want you to think about all the things that you would really love to have. What kind of cars do you have, or vehicles do you own? What kinds of toys do you have, and things that you enjoy with that respect as well. Spirituality, religion, things like that. What's important to you? What's your connection like with your creator? How close are you with your creator? What kind of relationship would you love to have with the universe, with your creator, whoever that is, whatever that is? Define it. So what you do is you start by getting really clear. These are the kinds of things that I would love to be experiencing in my life. And you just write them down, just randomly write them down. As you're doing this exercise, here's what I want you to really remember. You don't have to know how you're going to achieve any of it. You don't have to know how. That's the magic of the Power Life Script. As we go through these sessions, as I'm guiding you to create this most perfect Power Life Script, which is your life, where you're scripting the way you want to live, it's a blank canvas. You can create and have anything that you desire. That's one of the great gifts that we've been given in this world, is that we get this gift of choosing what it is that we love. So regardless of where you came from, regardless of your religious position, regardless of where you live, regardless of your education, regardless of your experience, regardless of what you've created in your life, just forget about that. What would you love? That's the question. That's the question you want to write down. What would you love? What would you love? And then you answer that question. Get really, really clear on all the things that you would love to experience in your life. Anything, everything. So as you're doing this exercise and you're going through this process, remember, you don't have to know how. Also, it doesn't matter what your experience is. It doesn't matter what you've done or who you've heard or what's gone on in your life. What would you love if you want to have that healthy, committed marriage? Let's say you're in a marriage now and you want it to be happy, you want it to be healthy, you want it to be enjoyable and fulfilling, then write that down. If you know exactly or precisely where or the home it is that you want to live in, then write that down. But if you're not sure exactly where it is, or you're not sure exactly who it is or whatever, just write down the characteristics of what it's going to feel like when you have that relationship, or write down what it's going to feel like when you're living in that home. Get some clear ideas of the things that you would love to have, some characteristics. So if your goal or one of your goals is to have a home, then write down the kind of home that you want to live in. If you want it to be like ranch style or bungalow style or whatever it is, if you want it to be spacious, if you want a certain number of bedrooms or bathrooms, if you'd love to have a pool in your backyard, if you want to have a multi-car garage, if you'd like to have a large kitchen, if you want to have big bright windows, if you want to have it professionally decorated and beautifully furnished, whatever that is, write it all down. If you can get into details of what it looks like and what it feels like, all the better. All right. Now, don't worry about the order. Don't worry about what it looks like right now. Just start to dump your ideas down. All right. This is the dreaming process. This is the process where you get to just pick and choose. Just think about it. Think about if you went to a smorgasbord and you saw all these different choices and so many different options for you to choose from, and you could just stand there and go, oh my goodness, okay, what would I love? What would I love to have? What would I love to choose? You can choose anything at all. Now we're going to get into the other part of the process where you're really conditioning your mind and your consciousness, knowing that all of this is already yours. That's a big part of the process of the Power Life script. So that's a little bit later. We're going to get into that later, but truly invest the time and the energy right now to get real clear on what you would want. Now, how many goals? As many as you want. How long should this be? As long as you want. It's totally flexible. There's lots of options with all of this. Now, we're going to get into the writing of that script a little bit later, but this part of the process is a very important part of the process, is where you're going to get clarity on what you want. All right? So that's what you're going to do right now before you go on to the next process. Now, invest the time. We're talking about your life here. We're talking about you living your fulfilled life. And if you'd love to do that, there's going to be an investment of time and energy in order for you to get very clear. So invest that time right now. Okay, I promise you, this works beautifully. It works magnificently. It works magically, and it's going to work for you, but you've got to do the work right now. It's all about you. This is fun stuff. And some of these goals that you're writing, well, they may scare and excite you at the same time. There may be some goals that are massive or colossal that you have no idea how you're going to accomplish, and that's okay. Just dream. Dream big. Dream about anything and everything that you want. Get really clear on that now. Invest the time, all right? Do it right now before you move on to the next part. If it takes you a day or 2 days or 7 days to do this part 2 of the process of getting clear on what you want, on writing down what those dreams are, then do it. Now, we'll talk a little bit later about how it's written, the words that you use, the power words, particular words that will move you emotionally, and how important that part of the process is as well. All right, we're going to get to that. But right now, you're dreaming, and you're going to dream big, and you're dreaming about your life. Your life is important. You're here, and you're going to go around once, right? As far as we know. I mean, maybe you come back, but who knows? Right now, we're talking about this life, your life. I'm going to help you create the most amazing life. All right. I'm so excited that you're here. I love serving you. I'm so happy to be serving you. It gives me great pleasure. Now, I'm teaching you a technique, as you know, that's completely, utterly changed my life in every wonderful and glorious way. And it can change your life too. All right. So do the work. Do it now. Just as soon as you finish up this video, just stop the video and get on with the work and have fun with it. Carry a journal with you. Get a pad of paper and write it down and carry it with you, because you're going to get inspired with ideas. Not only now as you're taking the time to sit down and write this, but you'll have an idea later on when you're walking down the street, or you're in the shower, or you're eating dinner, or whatever it is that you're doing. You're going to get inspired with more and more ideas. No limits. Okay? You can have anything. Remember, don't worry about the how. Right now, we're getting clear on what you would love. What would you love? I'm going to help you have it, create it, live it. All right? So what would you love? Do the work, and I'll see you in the next part of the Power Life Script process.